Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to the Central News Agency, an Iranian attack on a power and desalination plant in Kuwait resulted in damage to facilities and the death of an Indian worker. This incident highlights significant national security and livelihood threats for Kuwait, as approximately 90% of its drinking water is supplied by desalination facilities. The national newspaper reported that this event underscores the increasing vulnerability of critical infrastructure in the Persian Gulf region, particularly desalination plants that provide most of the drinking water for the area. The World Resources Institute notes the Persian Gulf as one of the world's most water-stressed regions, with Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, and Qatar among the top 5 countries facing high water stress. The Middle East possesses only 2% of the global renewable freshwater resources, making desalination vital for survival. With around 5,000 desalination plants in the region, disruptions could have immediate and widespread consequences for households and industries, potentially also affecting power supply in cogeneration countries like Kuwait. According to Zio 2 Ukrainian long-range attack drones veered off course and crashed in southeastern Finland on Sunday. One of the drones carried an unexploded warhead, which the Finnish National Bureau of Investigation, KRP, safely detonated late at night. This marks the first instance of Ukrainian weaponry landing on Finnish soil since the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine began. Finland's Prime Minister, Petteri Orpo, suggested that Russian electronic jamming might have caused the drones to deviate from their intended targets in Russia. Ukraine's embassy in Helsinki confirmed to Wiley that Finland was never their intended destination. Finnish President Alexander Stubb emphasized that Finland faces no military threat and held an emergency government meeting. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky subsequently apologized to President Stubb via X. Finland does not intend to formally protest or request Ukraine to halt its attacks on Russian oil port facilities, despite previous signals from some allies for Ukraine to reduce long-range strikes. The incident, following a recent Ukrainian attack on Russia's Koivisto oil port near the Finnish border, underscores the increasing proximity and blurring lines of the conflict for Finland. The U.S. State Department announced on March 30th that the U.S. Embassy in Caracas, Venezuela, has resumed operations. This marks the first time the embassy has been operational since its closure in 2019, when Venezuelan President Maduro declared a break in diplomatic relations, leading to the withdrawal of American diplomats. During the interim period, embassy functions for Venezuela were conducted from Colombia. The State Department welcomed the reopening in a statement, calling it the beginning of a new chapter in diplomacy in Venezuela. This development follows a period of heightened tensions and significant shifts in U.S.-Venezuela relations. Earlier this year, in January, the article states the U.S. military attacked Venezuela and detained President Maduro. Subsequently, on March 5th, the Trump administration reportedly announced an agreement to restore diplomatic relations with Venezuela's interim government. This news is reported by TBS News Dig. Federal Reserve, FRB, Chair Jerome Powell announced on March 30 that U.S. monetary policy is well positioned to see how things evolve, signaling a cautious wait-and-see stance. Speaking at a Harvard University event, Powell indicated that it is premature to determine the full economic implications of the escalating tensions in the Middle East. He highlighted an ongoing tension between the central bank's dual objectives of maximizing employment and maintaining price stability, while acknowledging potential downside risks in the labor market that might suggest keeping interest rates low. He also pointed to the risk of renewed inflation, which would warrant a different policy approach. Earlier this month, the FRB's Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, decided to maintain its benchmark policy interest rate at 3.75%. This news comes from Yahoo News. Al Jazeera reports that heavy rain, severe flooding, and landslides have tragically claimed the lives of at least 45 people across Afghanistan and Pakistan over the past 5 days. In Afghanistan, the National Disaster Management Authority, AMBA, confirmed 28 deaths and 49 injuries, with over 100 homes destroyed. The fatalities were primarily reported in central and eastern provinces like Parwan, Maidan Wardak, Daikandi, and Logar. Specific incidents included a 14-year-old boy struck by lightning and 3 individuals drowning while collecting driftwood in Badghis. Additionally, roof collapses caused deaths in Daikandi and Nangarhar. Meanwhile, in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, which borders Afghanistan, 17 people were killed and 56 wounded. Authorities warned that weather conditions remain unstable in both nations, with continued risks of further rainfall and flooding, leading to the closure of several highways. Afghanistan is particularly vulnerable to such extreme weather events due to its fragile infrastructure, following similar flash floods and snowfall that killed at least 17 people in January. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.